Guys, we just got done recording Patreon. Hey, if you're not a patron, you should join. For as little as $1, you get an extra episode every month, and you get access to all the back episodes. We just did Patreon episode 54, so that's 54 right. Free fucking episodes for $1. They're not free.
$1, Bob.
If you're paying $1.
They're not free.
But what is that? Like fucking...
That's
2 cents an episode.
Yeah, 54 hours of entertainment for $1.
For $1.
You couldn't even listen to all of that in 1 month.
You probably could.
Someone could.
Someone could.
If
it were like a challenge.
Yeah, if you had to. If you were like strapped to a chair, Clockwork Orange style.
Yeah, you get it. How's it fucking going, Aaron?
You know, it's going pretty fucking good. How you doing?
Oh, I know. Oh, it's great because it's motherfucking Friday, bitch.
Girl, it is Friday.
End of the day, Friday.
You ain't got a job.
Ain't got no job to do.
You ain't got shit to do.
I have a lot to do, but it's all fun stuff. Like
Yeah.
this weekend is just already filled up. And I'm like, God damn it, can we do nothing?
Yeah, Brandon just texted me that my kid's teacher quit.
What? I bet it was your kid's fault.
It might have been.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. He's so sweet.
Did he say why?
No, that's all he said. So I said, what? All caps. I'll get the story when I get home, I'm sure.
Fill me in on the scoop.
Yeah. But first grade teacher quitting? I don't know, man. I didn't know they were that rough.
Yeah, it must have been pretty, I don't know. I fucking volunteered.
But mid-fucking year?
Yeah.
That's rough.
That is rough. I wonder what's going on.
I don't know. He's had a sub a couple of times, I guess. So.
She was already on her way out. Oh my God. Give me your goddamn Aaron.
Oh my goddamn, you ask.
I ask it.
Oh, okay. Well, you know it, but no one else in the world does. So I'm fucking cripple, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't shower as often as I would like to.
Right.
And last night I was like, really need to shower either tonight or tomorrow because, like, you're getting ripe. Girl.
Yeah. And we're going to record and I don't want to be in the shed.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I have showered. My hair is up because it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
But they have showered since. But I was like, gotta get that going, right? Blah, blah. So then this morning, Brandon went to the shower and I was fucking helping the kids with something. And then I heard a loud crash and some swear words, a little other yelling. And I was like, you okay? You okay? Like, what happened? And I fucking hobbled my ass back upstairs. And I look, and our shower door, we have 2 glass shower doors or whatever, one of them fucking shattered.
I thought those fuckers were like Pyrex shatterproof.
I thought they were too.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was the whole thing, because you're in a shower where it's wet and you could slip potentially or something. So, like, that seems super fucking dangerous.
Yeah, and it's hot and it could be cold outside, so, like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And this bitch shattered into 1,000,000 fucking pieces.
Oh, my God.
It's everywhere. It was everywhere. And I look, and Brandon is still in the shower because he was, like, reaching to get his towel, I guess. And he went to slide the door open, and he grabbed his towel. And then he went to slide the door back, I guess, or something. I don't fucking know that order of operations. And it's also our kids' shower because we don't have a bathtub, right? And so they take a shower in there, so there's some toys and stuff in there. Well,
correction, you have a bathtub, you just don't use it.
That's true. But I guess there was, like, a little skateboard or a tech deck or some shit. And so he went to, like, slide it back, and it popped off the hinge or the fucking track. And so he's like, that's stupid. So he went to put it back onto the track, and while he was holding it to put it back onto the track and looking up to be like, oh, is this where it is? It fucking shattered.
That's
so
crazy.
He was holding it when it shattered, and it fucking exploded.
Was he just holding onto glass?
No, he said it turned into, like, it's little,
ball. You sent a picture. It's like, literally just like...
They're like 1/4-inch fucking cubes.
Tiny little pieces.
Yeah. And perfect little cubes. And
that's so crazy.
He's cut everywhere.
That's insane.
He has, like, gashes on his head. His hands
that's like a fucking lawsuit.
I fucking would think so too. Because what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that could happen. My whole shower is made of glass.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And I was like, what the fuck do I do? Because I'm also, like, kind of incapacitated, you know? And so I'm...
Crawl on the floor picking up glass.
Yeah. And then the one good door was still in position. And that's the door that you actually have to, like, get in and out of. Because the other one just opens and there's, like, kind of a counter right there, right?
Yeah,
you can't actually exit through that door. And so you had to open the good door.
Yeah.
But there's shattered glass all over the track.
Everywhere.
So he can't he can't move first because his feet are on the ground and there's shattered glass fucking everywhere. Like, it's filled the shower.
That's insane.
And it's a big shower.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
It
insane.
was horrible. So anyway, that's my goddamn.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. That's a shitty way to wake up.
Yeah. And so now we're looking at glass doors or whatever, and they're fucking,
expensive.
$8 million. What is
know.
it? It's not even fucking Pyrex glass. It's not even good glass, bitch.
I don't know. It must be crystals if it broke into
It
perfect little
must have been
squares.
fucking crystals. So you can make a
Jesus Christ.
goddamn chandelier.
Yeah, you could. What a good idea.
I was getting the pieces because I was trying to get to Brandon, and
Yeah.
so I was crawling on the ground, like picking up little pieces, and I had a bag, and I was putting them into the bag. And then Brandon was going to help, like, pick something up. And I was like, oh, this is where I'm putting the spare glass. And he was like, spare? Like, what a weird word to choose. And I was like, I don't know. You could put it back together. It's a fucking puzzle. We'll figure it out.
It's just squares.
Yeah. It's just squares. It should be fine. There's a few big pieces where they're all, like, it's...
But it hasn't
Stuck together,
exploded
yeah.
apart yet.
But of course, I'm a psychopath. So I was like, how much pressure does it actually take to get off? Nothing.
And then it
Nothing. And it
popped.
shatters into a million pieces.
That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Slightly satisfying though that you got to break a piece.
A little bit. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that sucks. God damn.
And so now I'm sure we'll be finding glass for years. And
Oh, I'm sure. Hopefully you don't, like, your babies don't cut themselves or anything.
could you fucking imagine if my kids had been in the shower? Because
No.
that's their shower too.
Yeah, they'd be running around.
What?
Like, getting all sliced up.
Oh my God. Horrible.
No, thank you. Hard
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
Hard fucking pass.
So if anybody knows anything about shower doors or whatever, fucking hit me up.
Or a
Tell me one
fucking
that won't
lawsuit.
explode. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and it's not old. It's like
you just got
7
that
years
thing.
old, maybe?
That's crazy.
Maybe?
Goddamn. You want to hear mine?
I do.
It happened today while I was setting up for us to record. I
Uh-oh.
ran out here to, like, air out the shed because it's 500 fucking degrees.
Yeah.
It actually feels better now that the sun's going down. And I was running back and forth, whatever. And it's Friday, so I get to work from home on Fridays. And for some reason this morning, I was like, I'm going to fucking work from bed. My job requires a lot of screens, so usually I like to sit at my desk. But lately, I've been working from fucking bed. And so today was that day. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be so great. Anyway, running back and forth, doing my thing. You know me, I'm a hippie. I don't wear my goddamn shoes. So I go sit down in bed. And I had just made myself lunch, which was ramen. And I had my nice little hot bowl of ramen, and I'm like, oh my God, shit's about to be, why does it smell like dog shit?
No.
And I looked down, and I had stepped in dog shit, had no fucking idea. And then I thought back, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I wasn't even paying attention at all when I was walking out here. And usually I pay attention, and I've been picking up the dog shit lately, so it hasn't been that bad, but it's been at least a week since I've been out here.
Oh, no.
And I was like, fuck. And I was sitting, like, crisscross applesauce
Yeah.
to, like, enjoy my delicious lunch in my bed. And I'm like, God damn it. So, like, I pull my legs out. I balance my fucking bowl on top of something because my fucking end table is just filled with shit. So many cups and coffee cups and shit. So I, like, balance it on a coffee cup. And I crawl out of bed and I, like, hobble to the living room. And I see I had used, like, a roll of Clorox wipes to clean the vent for the filter. Like,
Yeah.
to your house or whatever. Because I don't know what happened. I took, like, a 5-minute break, and I'm like, I'm going to change this filter. It's been needing to be changed. I'm a fucking strong-ass woman, and so I did it. And then I was like, I'm going to clean the grate off because it's disgusting. And so I was doing that. Anyway, and I left my mess. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll pull a couple of those and throw them on the ground and, like, smush my foot into it so I can get the poop off. Like, because, you know, there's no amount of time that's okay to have that poop on your foot.
Yeah.
And I just wanted it off my skin. So I, like, scraped it all off. I, like, hopped to the trash can, throw it away. I washed my foot in the sink, and I'm like, it still smells like fucking shit. And I was wearing leggings, and I'm like, I was sitting crisscross applesauce. I bet it fucking scraped all over my leg. So I didn't even check. I just peeled that shit off, and then I smelled my pants, and it smelled like, oh my God, so much dog shit. So I put it in the laundry room, and then I go back to my room, and I'm like, well, I sat in my bed. Like, I have no idea how long it had been on my foot because I came out here. I had done it like a couple times, like running back and forth.
Yeah.
Like trying to cool it off, and then I was restarting the computer and then doing other shit. Like I would do some work and then come back out here, right? So I have no idea. It had to have just happened though because it smelled so bad. But in my bed there was just this big old smushed turd rolling around in there, and I'm like, God damn it!
What?
And I had to like pull the sheet off and everything and do fucking load of laundry. Actually, I have to make sure I put that shit in the dryer because I only have one fucking fitted sheet for my bed anymore.
Oh, no.
Because this shit keeps happening to me and I keep having to throw shit away.
You mean the
fucking
gopher sheets didn't make
most
it?
disgusting person. I tried to wash them, but I don't think they made it. I am so disgusted with myself.
Oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's awful.
And I was just like, are you fucking kidding?
And
I
you
just
ran
had my
all over the
ramen.
house.
All over the house. I have no idea. If you walked in and smelled like dog shit, you'll know why. I was looking and I didn't see any like brown smears anywhere, but there's
Because you left it in your bed.
Yeah, I
It
fucking
stayed on your
wiped it
foot.
all off in there.
Until you got into your bed. That sucks.
I wonder if Lee's like, why is there no bedding? Like,
No,
what
he's probably
happened?
pumped. He's like, hell yeah, fresh sheets tonight.
I know, right? He's like, she got tired of those crumbs from the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Disgusting, though. These fucking dogs, man.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
Well, Aaron,
Stace?
I've said your name 3 times in this episode.
Oh, my God, already? Why are
Yeah.
you counting?
I don't know, because I never say your name, and then I said it, and then I said it twice, and I was like, that's really weird that I keep saying your name. And then I just said it now for a 3rd time. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is weird.
It's okay, Stacy.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. So do you want to hear my story about murder this week?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to tell you about Kevin Leroy Spann.
Leroy Span.
God damn it, Leroy. Okay, so per usual, we don't have a lot of before times information or really much other than the core story. So,
All right,
bear
fuck
with
the
me.
before times. We don't need that.
Yep. So Kevin Leroy Spann was an Army staff sergeant who was living in not sergeant,
Well, that's how it's spelled.
living in Illinois.
Both of them?
Both of them. God damn it. It's going great. So he meets a gal by the name of Gina, and they get married in 1989, and he immediately becomes the stepfather to a son that she had from a previous marriage. The son's name is Stephen.
Perfect. All right. What's his name again? All I got stuck on Kevin.
Not Leroy.
Not Leroy.
That's his middle name.
Yeah.
That's his, like, fucking Christian name when he's in trouble.
Kevin Leroy.
Exactly. Okay, so Kevin is living now with Gina in Illinois, both of them, with the stepson, Stephen.
Got it.
Okay, and they're newlyweds, and they end up moving to Fort Worth, Texas in 1990, so like a year after they get married.
Okay.
A year into their marriage, Kevin gets deployed, and he's away for a while. He comes back home. They end up moving to Georgia because he gets stationed in Georgia,
Okay.
and he asks Gina to come live with him in Georgia.
Yeah.
And so she agrees.
Because they're married.
Right. Well, yeah, but like, I guess, you know, kind of when you're a military wife, you can choose if they're like being deployed. I guess you can't go when they're being deployed.
You can't go when they're being deployed, but you
when
can
they're
go
stationed somewhere,
Yeah,
you
when they're
move,
stationed, you go with
generally.
them.
Anyway, so he's like, will you come with me? And she's like, yeah, I guess I'll come with you because we're fucking married. So she agrees. They move to Georgia, and he's working really long hours, and Gina doesn't know anybody, so she's starting to become really unhappy.
Okay.
And Kevin can see this, so he suggests to Gina that maybe she should try finding a job or something just to entertain herself.
Yeah.
I'd be like, bitch, how about a hobby? But okay.
Yeah, don't jump to job.
Yeah. Ew.
Let's not get crazy.
He's like, why don't you get a hobby that pays you fucking money
Why don't you get like a place that you could go?
to live forever outside of my house
Every
without
day.
me? To leave me alone? No. Okay, so he's like, why don't you go get a job? So that's what she does. She goes and she gets a job working at Taco Bell.
Hell yeah. That
Hell
sounds
yeah.
like the worst fucking job, but
Well, she gets to be a
alright.
manager, so.
Oh, okay. Did she have
You know.
that Taco Bell experience?
I don't think so because she had to be trained and shit. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Maybe they're just like, you're older, you can be the manager. You seem pretty responsible. Can you put your hair back?
That car looks like it's got a few more years on it, so you could be a manager.
We're going to need you for a couple years. So she gets the job, and while she's there, she meets and befriends 3 teenage boys that are working there.
Okay.
And they're like in 17, 16, 18, those kind of teens. Like the upper teens, but they still teens.
Yeah.
At this time, she's 31 and Kevin's 35.
Okay. Another side note, because I work at a place that also has like teens, those age, 16,
Yeah.
17, 19, 20, 22s. I don't know if you've talked to a 19-year-old, and I'm sorry if we have any 19-year-old listeners.
It's been a while.
but I'm 30, and
Uh-huh.
there's
Like, what are you going to talk about?
There's nothing in common anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do those words mean?
Oh, gosh. Dude, my kid is 6, and he still says shit. Is he 6? Yeah, he's about
Yeah.
to be 7.
Yeah.
And he still says shit that I'm like, I don't fucking know about.
Yeah.
And
you're
then
like,
I'm like, don't say that. You look stupid. And then all his friends say it. And I'm like, okay.
I guess I look stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so Gina befriends these 3
Children.
boys. Yeah, children. And the boys' names are 18-year-old Larry Kelly,
Okay.
18-year-old Gerald Horn,
Okay.
and 16-year-old Christopher Bargeron.
Okay.
Now, despite the age gap, they all become really close friends because the young boys find out that Gina can buy them alcohol.
Yeah, that's not a friend.
No.
They're using you.
No, yeah.
They didn't become close friends. They want you for something.
Yeah.
You're not
and
that fucking cool.
I think she was just bored, I
Yeah.
guess. And so she would party with these fucking teenagers all the time.
Oh my God.
So what they would do is they would rent a hotel room or a motel room, and they'd all go party there for the night. And Gina was partying with them. She'd be the one to supply them the alcohol for the party. And then whatever, they'd all wake up, go to work in the morning, do whatever. But then...
Where's Kevin at? He's like, yeah, you're just staying at a hotel with these teenagers?
I don't fucking know. Maybe she came home at night? I don't really know.
Didn't she still have a kid?
Yeah, but it's not clear, like, what was up with the kid. Because later we're going to find out that the kid lives with the aunt.
Oh.
But I don't know if he was living with the aunt the whole time or after said events that are going to occur.
Okay.
So Gina's partying, whatever. And then eventually she's like, hey, guess what? I'm a grown-ass adult and I have a house. We could just party at my house. We don't have to spend money on this motel. And so she just starts inviting the guys over to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a regular, like, occurrence for them to all party. Kevin would come home to all these kids, like, passed out everywhere. And he would just, like, step over them and go to bed or
What
get
the
ready
fuck?
for work or whatever. Yeah.
That's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay. Also, after a while, Gina began to sleep with the 18-year-old Larry.
Well,
Kelly.
listen. I'm glad she wasn't sleeping with the other ones,
But still,
but that's not okay.
here's what's worse is she did nothing to try to hide it from Kevin.
What?
Yeah. And she told the boys, like, oh, we're in an open relationship. But I don't know if Kevin felt the same way or thought the same thing. Or if
Yeah.
he was just like, fucking shit, man. This sucks.
Oh my God.
So they did nothing to hide it. Poor Kevin, through all of this, still decides to stick around. Like, I'm
Fuck
sure he's
that.
not
I would
happy
get her
about it.
kicked out of my fucking house so goddamn fast.
Right, exactly. And then what ends up happening is Larry, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but he gets kicked out of his own house by his stepdad.
Probably because he's sleeping with a 30-year-old lady.
That might do it, but even if he didn't know that, I don't know. Maybe he was just being like a teenager. He's 18. You got your own fucking job. Get out, whatever.
What
He gets-
year is it?
It's the 90s.
Well, it's probably also, like, it could have been just
It's
a dad.
97.
It could have been just a dad being like, get the fuck out, you're 18.
Yeah, it could have been. Larry gets kicked out, and Gina's like, I have a great idea. Why don't you come move into my house with me? And he does. And Kevin moves to the couch.
What the fuck?
And Gina and Larry stay in the master bedroom together.
What?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
That's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works.
Oh my God. No.
So,
Dude, Kevin is the one with all the fucking cards here.
I know.
Like,
this
she's
poor
living there on
guy.
his fucking job, in his fucking housing. All he has to do is be like, no thank you, and then he can go live in barracks.
I know. I wonder why.
And then they'll lose their fucking house. And then
I
they can
wonder
go
why.
fucking somewhere else.
Maybe he really, 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 really loved her
Maybe.
and was like, I want this to work. So finally, the spring of 1997, Kevin gets fed up and he has enough is enough. And he tells Gina, I want a divorce. Like,
Wow,
I'm done.
good for him.
Gina was like, please, 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 please don't leave. I promise I'll stop seeing Larry. I'll stop doing this infidelity shit. Like, let's make this work together.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin is so in love with Gina that he agrees to stay. He's like, okay, let's make this work. But on the condition that Larry has to leave within a week.
Yeah.
He's got to move out of the house. He gives Larry a fucking week to move out. I'd be like, yeah, cool. If you want it, then you got to get rid of him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Show me right now that you're ready.
Yeah, I'm not fucking waiting around for this. Or
Nope.
he needs to be gone every day. Like, give him a week that I'll hold your shit. Get the fuck out. But like,
oh, you're nice. I'd be like, yeah, it's going to go on the lawn.
him as a person needs to be out of my house that day.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Go
Like, I
find another friend.
Yeah, I'm done. That's true. Yeah, I guess. Like, you can keep your shit.
Yeah. Like, I'll
seems
give
like-
you a week to move your stuff, but you need to go.
Go pack your shit and get. So now it's May 10th, 1997, which is Mother's Day. And Kevin's home alone, and there's a knock at the door. And for one reason or another, he doesn't go to the door. But somebody shoots through the window
What?
of the home. Yeah. And then nothing happens, right? I don't know if there's a police report filed or whatever, but somebody shoots through the window. Kevin's fine, but like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Then the next day, on May 11th, 1997, Gina comes home and she finds the front door is open. And in the doorway is Kevin laying on the ground, surrounded by blood.
Oh, no.
And he was clearly dead. He had been shot twice, once in the head and once in the chest.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God. So obviously it was clear that somebody had knocked at the door and shot him when he opened the door. Like, that's what had happened. He didn't even see it coming. There was no struggle, nothing like that. So they called the cops. Oh, also, they found out that he was actually alive after he had been shot, but whoever shot him left him to just bleed out and die.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, super sad. So they call the cops, and investigators come, and they immediately start questioning Gina, and they find out that Gina and Larry were having an affair, and they were like, well, that's kind of suspicious, because your husband, who wanted a divorce, is now suddenly dead. What the fuck? So,
right after you give her the ultimatum that he needs to leave? Suspicious.
Why would she beg him to stay and then
Right?
have him fucking... Yeah, I don't know. So the police ask Larry and Gina, like, what were you doing this day?
Hello. First question. What the fuck?
Where were you?
Yeah.
Was it you?
Do you have an alibi?
I have a question. Did you do it?
Hey, quick question.
Come here real quick. So they ask them what they were doing that day, and they both are each other's alibi. They're both like, oh, I was hanging out with Larry. And Larry's like, I was hanging out with Gina. Whatever. And they're like, that's
Solid alibi, guys.
weird
You put a lot of thought into this.
that you're lovers. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So they're like immediately like, these are our number one suspects. And so they're both brought in for questioning, and Gina denies like any involvement in Kevin's death. She's like, absolutely not. I was madly in love. I would never hurt him.
I was madly in love, but also I have a lot of love to give, so I
had to
started
share
an
it,
affair.
My love tank.
What the fuck?
Anybody is a Real Housewives fan, you'll understand that love tank reference. Anyway, yeah, they bring him in for questioning. Gina's like, absolutely not. I did nothing. Larry, on the other hand, was like, I did it. It was us. I could tell you everything.
What?
So
What?
he sings like a little bird and tells them everything that happened. And he explained that Gina had asked him to find somebody to shoot her husband so that they could be together. And that's what Larry did.
And he was like, bitch, you're 30. I've been using you for alcohol and your house.
He was like, we're Romeo and Juliet, babe.
Oh my God.
I got this. And so he recruited the other drinking buddies, Gerald and Christopher, along with another friend by the name of Matthew Piazza, who was 17, and asked them, like, hey, can you help me kill Kevin? And they were like, yeah, what are you going to give me? And he was like, $5,000.
What?
I'll give you $5,000. Everybody gets $5,000. Turns out Kevin had a life insurance for $300,000. And so that was kind of the motive here. Gina was like, we can kill him. I'll have $300,000. If you do it, I'll give everybody $5,000 each and we'll be fine.
You know that doesn't get paid out if they get murdered, though.
Yeah, like if you're caught for murdering them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't get paid out for murder. Like,
I think it
unless
does.
it's an accidental.
Like wrongful death? A murder is a wrongful death. You
I
still
don't
get life
know.
insurance if you're murdered. But, like, you can't benefit if you did the murdering.
Well, yeah. I think a lot of them are, like, accidental, though, aren't they? Like, these are only covered by accidental and natural and shit. But, like, if you get got,
Maybe it's in, like, the fine print, the stipulations. I don't fucking know.
maybe. I don't know either. I don't have life insurance. I should
I
probably
do.
that. Do you?
But it's
How
because it came with
much?
my work.
Am I on it?
A lot. It's worth an insane amount of money.
Nobody kill her.
Well, they won't get it.
Lee would never spend it.
He wouldn't. It's okay. My kids are the beneficiaries, too.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I might need to update it for that latest kid. I don't want to get him fucked over. I'd like to believe Lee is nice enough that he'd make sure everybody's taken care of.
She didn't like you.
Could you imagine?
Ugh, some fucking Cinderella bullshit.
Right? Oh, God. Okay, so the investigators are like, hey, asking questions, right? And then fucking Larry tells them everything. So then they go search Gina's car and find the $300,000 life insurance that she was just like keeping in there. Fucking weird, right?
Like, the
Like-
money?
No, like the
Like the
actual-
paperwork?
Yeah, the paperwork so you can call it in and claim it.
Well, she's gonna need access to it
She's
quickly.
like, I'm going to keep this with me so that as soon as you do it, I'll call it in. Is
Hello?
it done? I'll call it in.
911. Now I have to go. I have to make another phone call.
I'm busy right now.
Yeah.
I need to make sure I get my money now. They immediately arrest the couple
Yeah.
because, like, we have enough evidence here to suggest that you fucking did it, especially since one of the people are admitting that they fucking did it.
Yeah.
Now, originally, Gina was still denying her role in the murder at all, but then she eventually found out that Larry was up for the death penalty, and so she agreed to a plea deal where she would confess her role in everything and tell them what happened as long as he couldn't get the death penalty.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So unfair. So selfless.
I'm sure it was also for her, too.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
was going to be up for the death penalty,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then she was like, ooh, that's what's coming? Hold on.
Let me tell you what's happening.
I actually do have something to say.
Actually, I'd like to inform you of some things.
So now she's going to spill all.
She's going to spill all the beans. So she comes out and says, okay, listen, here's the deal. I hired them to kill my husband for the money, right?
Ooh, she's taking all the blame?
Well,
Not
yeah.
the action, but the blame.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't do the actual murdering, but I told them to do it, you know? So, like, you're going to have to talk to them to get the rest of the story.
She's the mastermind.
Exactly. So she pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Larry was convicted of first-degree murder, and he was sentenced to life plus 5 years.
Oh.
Holy shit, right?
Why?
I don't know why the plus 5 years.
Yeah, also life seems pretty all-encompassing, you know?
Yeah, like, you don't need to add anything more.
Yeah, like, could you just be like, without the possibility of parole?
Yeah, right? So Matthew and Gerald, they both pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, and they were sentenced to life in prison.
But only one of them pulled the trigger.
Isn't that fucking crazy? And
I
then-
would have feelings about this if I was one of the other boys' moms.
Absolutely. And then Christopher pleaded guilty to conspiracy, and he was sentenced to 5 years in prison.
See, that's the one that I feel like
All of
most
them
of
should
them
get?
should have gotten, except for the gunman.
Yeah, I guess he was, like, there, but, like, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, there can only be one gunman. I
Yeah.
guess there's 2 shots, unless it was like, here, yeah, now you take a pop.
now it's your turn, but
But
3
there's
of them
still-
got life.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And he was only shot twice. So even if that's the case, unless the 2 other boys shot him, but technically it's kind of Larry's, like, fault, like he's more responsible for the whole act, then I could see it.
Well, what had happened was
Ooh, okay.
it was actually Matthew who did the shooting. So the guy that Larry had called up on the side, like not he's part of the drinking group but wasn't part of the core friends at work or whatever, called him up, and Matthew is the one who is actually the shooter.
Oh.
And then Larry and Gerald were just there. Like, I don't know if they came up to the door and then Christopher was in the car or some shit.
And that's why he got less?
I don't know, but I also feel like maybe what you're getting at is like they were misrepresented, you know, like they
Yeah.
all were just like scared of the death penalty and they all decided to plead guilty.
Yeah, because if you don't, then you're going to go to trial and you're going to get the death penalty.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, whatever it is, yeah. So,
I don't like that. Where were their parents?
or maybe we're not getting the full story, but
that too, yeah.
this is everything I could find.
Okay.
As for Kevin's life insurance, his will had left it to his wife Gina and her son Steven, which Kevin had never officially adopted but always looked at as his own
Aw.
son.
Baby.
I know. And since Gina can't benefit from his murder because she did the old murdering setup back there, her son was to be the beneficiary. Also, like $100,000 was to go to her sister or some shit, which I think is the aunt to the son that was taking care of the
Okay.
son. But I don't really know for sure.
I like that because he also considered him a son and all that. But,
Yeah.
like, I kind of also have feelings about that because then she could have just done it to take care of her kid, you know? Like,
Exactly. Okay, so there's a twist, actually. Hang on. Here's the thing, though.
a twist?
Yeah, I'm
cinnamon
doing a very
twist?
bad job at telling the story.
No, you're
right
doing
now.
great. I'm following along. We got this, right? You guys got it.
I hope so. Jesus Christ. Okay. Here's the thing, though, is it turns out that Steven and Gina weren't really that close or something because he was living with the aunt. He didn't really keep in contact with her or anything like that. So then it was determined, like, okay, she's not going to actually benefit from any of the life insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a twist. Turns out old Kevin boy had a daughter prior to all of this shit.
And nobody knew about it?
And he didn't think it was his daughter. He kept denying that it was his daughter. He
Oh,
never thought it was his daughter, never accepted or whatever. The mom found out that Kevin had died and was like, well, now hold the fucking phone because there's a biological daughter here that should get the life insurance for the death of her biological father.
Yeah.
And she had a fucking DNA test done and came back that it was fucking positive.
Ugh.
Biological daughter.
First of all, get that done while he's still alive so that he could have some kind of fucking relationship with her.
Well, I'm sure he had to agree to a DNA test, and I'm guessing he wouldn't. And then when he was dead, it was like, can't deny it now.
I have so much of your DNA.
I'll just go scrape it off the doorstep.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's sad. Sorry. Okay. The mom of the daughter's name is Crystal, by the way.
Okay.
So the mom of Crystal was like, she should be the beneficiary of the life insurance. And also, like you were saying, with Gina's son, he probably shouldn't get the money because he's related to Gina and all this other shit. So the court looked at it, and then they realized that Steven really wasn't that close with his mom. And they say that his non-relationship with Crystal had nothing to do with their ruling or something, but basically they ruled that Steven would get all the money and Crystal wouldn't get any.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fucked up.
I know, but it's what he had in his will and shit, too.
And I guess it is a choice who it goes to. It's not just like, oh, well, this is the lineage, so there it is.
Yeah,
like, it's a choice.
Like, it was a will that he had written out.
And honestly, if he never accepted her, didn't, whatever, blah, 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 all that stuff, and then you didn't do it while he's alive, he doesn't...
Yeah, there's something there.
He doesn't want to give you something.
This whole story, I feel like there's so much of it that we're not fully seeing or getting.
Right.
Like, there's so much to it. So now Gina gets sentenced, whatever, goes to jail, and she ends up back in court. And she files a motion stating that her sentence was too harsh. She's like, I didn't actually do the murdering. I shouldn't have to go to prison for life.
Okay.
Problem was that it was in her plea deal. Like, she signed a plea deal saying, you give me everything, I will only get life. Like, what the fuck? You can't, like, go back on a plea deal.
Yeah, you signed the paper.
Exactly.
Read the fine print, bitch.
Exactly. Like, you have signed away any right to appeal your sentencing.
Yeah.
So Gina's plan, I guess, was to file the motion and let it sit open for years in hopes that someday the life prison imprisonment law, whatever, sentencing would be determined to be unconstitutional.
Oh.
And so that she could get it annulled. So that was her move, right?
Mm-hmm.
The prosecution argued that leaving the motion open to sit for years would not only be unfair to the public, but would also weaken the prosecution's case with age. So, like, why not? If she's going to go back on it, if we're going to nullify it, whatever, let's try her right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she gets to leave that open, then let's try her. Because we have enough evidence. We can just try her. She just took the plea deal and left.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to trial...
Bitch, you want to go to trial?
We tried those other bitches.
Yeah.
And we're good, you know?
Yeah.
The judge in the matter dismissed everything and was like, listen, Gina's motion, it's a moot point. Like, it doesn't mean anything. If it's ever determined that her sentencing is unconstitutional, that would be for anybody with this sentence, and it wouldn't matter if you had this motion open or not.
Yeah.
So you're fucking done.
That's true.
Yeah. And
it's not just going to be like, hey, I also knew it was unconstitutional at the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, I planned for this.
Yeah, I was actually really upset about it, so put me at the top of the list.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Larry's brother, so Larry is the lover, right? Mm-hmm. Larry's brother defended him, saying that he was under the influence of Gina.
I thought you meant, like, in court.
Oh, no. Just, like, to the public. Dude, let me paint the picture for you. Gina was manipulating the fuck out of my 18-year-old brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's grooming. That's a child predator, basically.
Oh,
like,
God.
one step away. But 1 year away.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's crazy that shit's legal.
Yeah.
You're not jailbait then. So he says that he and Larry had a rough home life and had been kicked out of the home from the stepfather. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the stepfather was part of the reason why the life was rough at home or whatever. But anyway, they had a rough home life and that they were having a hard time because they were trying to go to school and work and live. And they're basically teenagers, like fresh whatever, right?
Fresh adults with no fucking support system. And then this real adult comes in and she's like, I can buy alcohol. I got a job. I'm your boss.
I got your food. You can come live with me.
Yeah, I got a house. She's literally their boss. That's a position of authority or whatever, right?
I didn't even think of that. Like, you could fear for losing your job.
If you didn't do what she said or listen to her or whatever.
I feel like Larry didn't have a good enough lawyer.
Larry honestly could have used us.
We'd be like, what kind of Taco Bell you talking, bitch? What, are you gonna pay me in tacos?
This is before the whole Crunchwrap stuff, though.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so
for sure.
Really garbage. But
or Doritos Locos Tacos.
Yeah, they didn't even have Doritos then. I'm pretty sure
in the 90s.
I feel like we could have represented the other three boys better than they were.
I don't understand what happened. I'm sure I could have probably dug a little further down.
Yeah. Better, I don't understand what happened because I ran out of time.
But that's fucking crazy. They were not represented well at all.
No.
So the brother is claiming, like, Larry thought he loved her because of all of these reasons, but really was just being taken advantage of. And it turns out that Gina would, like, load them up with drugs all the time, and they were getting marijuana and acid.
Ooh.
And so the brother is saying Gina just loaded them up and got them super fucked up the day of. So their judgment was off and everything. Now, the police are like, well, we picked them up hours after the murder, and everybody was fine. But I'm like, I mean...
That's hours after.
Yeah. Like, you could be super fucking high, and then a couple hours later just be kind of high and be picked up by the cops and not say shit because you don't want to be busted for doing something illegal. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I've never done acid. I wonder.
I haven't either, so I don't really know how long that shit lasts.
Yeah.
If it lasts all day, that's fucking awesome.
I mean, get your money's worth, you
You
know?
Oh my God. So it turns out the day before the murder, everybody was partying at a motel that was under Gerald's name. Gina had picked the boys up to go kill Kevin. Like that day before when the shot through the window happened, she had picked them up and was like, all right, let's go kill Kevin. They knocked on the door. I guess he didn't answer and they just shot the window and drove away. I don't fucking know. And then the second day is when they went back to actually go do it. And so I think Gina had dropped them off and drove away and then picked them back up and then brought them back to the hotel. And when they were at the hotel the day before all of this, somebody testified saying that Gerald had a gun and just kept saying something bad was going to happen or something was going to go down or something was going to happen, but didn't specify it was going to be a murder or anything like that. But they were just like fucking around with a gun. And that gun turned out to be Larry's stepdad's gun.
Oh.
And Larry's stepdad didn't even know the fucking gun was missing until the police were like knocking on the door and they're like, hey man,
you got a gun?
Yeah.
And he's
one
like,
of your
hold
kids
on.
just murdered somebody with a gun that allegedly came from your house. And he's like, nah, mine's right here. Where the fuck is my gun?
Oh my God.
And they had a robbery like a couple, I don't know, sometime before, and they had missed the jewelry. Like jewelry had been stolen. They knew that, but they didn't even think about the gun. So they had no idea it was missing. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Like I said, allegedly she got the boys super high. The police are like, you're fine. And also they were like, they're all old enough to know better. So it's their fucking fault.
While that is true, they are all old enough to know better. You can still be manipulated, controlled, and whatever by someone else.
I agree. And also, like, not everybody did the shooting. Matthew admitted to being the one to doing the shooting.
Yeah.
So, like, not that it's okay that everything happened the way that it did, but if you're going to go by the law, not everybody did the murdering.
Yeah. I feel
you said, the, like, Christopher dude, what he got, that seems a little more in line for, like, Gerald and Larry.
Even 10, maybe 15 years or something like that,
Scare
you know?
the fucking shit out of you, but still give you a chance at life.
Yeah, like, hey, you really can't fucking do that.
Yeah, like, what makes you think that would be okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
But you
18
were.
and 17?
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
You're dumb.
17 years
and
old.
you were drunk and high all the time by this 31-year-old? That's
and you
insane.
were fucking groomed by this person.
Isn't that crazy? I wonder how they're doing.
I wonder how they're doing.
Not to like, I mean, I feel fucking bad for Kevin. Jesus Christ, man.
God,
That guy
right?
He had fucking his wife sleeping around in his goddamn bed. He wanted the
That poor
divorce. He tried to
guy.
leave. I think she was afraid. So the reason I think she begged him to stay was she was afraid if he left, she wasn't going to get the money.
Yeah, well, and she would have been kicked out of the house. She wouldn't be able to live there. She'd have to go back to wherever she was from before, Illinois.
Exactly. And Larry had said that in January of that year was the first time that Gina had brought it up, like, help me kill Kevin to get him out of the picture. So it had been months that she was planning this because this happened in May.
Oh my God.
Fucking Gina is awful. And Gina, we all know your real name is Gina.
Everybody knows.
And if your name is Gina and you're not a murderer, we'll call you Gina, but we all know it's Gina.
But we all know.
You should introduce yourself as Gina.
Hello, Gina. Well, that's fucking wild.
Isn't that crazy? So,
Yeah,
if
we'll
you guys
get
want to
there.
check out pictures pertaining to our case, go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, Threads. Is anybody using Threads yet?
I don't know. I haven't even been on it.
And it's ours.
I wonder what that's like.
I don't know. I bet they're like threads of things.
Yeah.
Also, you can join us on our Facebook group. It's called the Goddamn Pod Group.
Yep.
And you can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com or snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 9197.
9. Are we going to do Christmas cards this year? Or holiday cards? How you feeling?
Maybe. We should. Maybe?
That ends up being all you, so that's up to you. You think about that one.
Okay, I'll think about that.
All right.
It's kind of fun. I like doing it.
I know, it is fun. And then we
Maybe
get
you
shit
can
in
come
the
over
P.O.
for a
box.
stamping party this year.
Oh, yeah, I love stamping. All right, toodaloo, motherfuckers.
Bye.